Throughout history, some photographs have been considered too dangerous to exist. Images that told uncomfortable truths, challenged powerful leaders, or exposed realities governments wanted hidden. These weren't deleted with a click. They required scissors, paint, and sometimes the complete destruction of every copy. The Korean War prisoners. In 1950, British photographer Bert Hardy stood outside a train station in Busan, South Korea. What he witnessed changed his life forever. About 60 political prisoners, aged between 14 and 70, sat tied together in the rain. They wore almost no clothing, and when they tried to drink from muddy puddles, South Korean guards beat them with rifle butts. Hardy knew these men were about to be executed. He raised his camera and captured everything. When Hardy returned to Britain, Picture Post magazine refused to publish his photographs. The magazine's owner, Edward Hulton, believed the images would hurt the anti-communist war effort. Some also said he feared losing his chance at a knighthood. The editor who tried to publish them was fired immediately. Those photographs remained hidden from the British public throughout the entire Korean War. More than 200,000 people died under that regime before it ended in 1960, but most people never saw evidence of what was happening. Stalin's vanishing enemies. But perhaps no leader manipulated photographs as thoroughly as Joseph Stalin. Throughout the 1930s, Stalin didn't just ban photographs, he erased people from history itself. When Leon Trotsky, who helped create the Soviet Union alongside Lenin, fell from power, Stalin ordered his removal from every photograph. In 1920, a famous photograph showed Lenin giving a speech in Moscow. Trotsky stood clearly visible in the foreground wearing a distinctive cap. Later versions of that same photograph showed only empty space where Trotsky had been. Using primitive tools like scalpels, paint, and airbrushes, Soviet technicians carefully removed him. This happened to hundreds of photographs. Nikolai Yezhov, head of Stalin's secret police, appeared in a photograph with Stalin beside a canal in the 1930s. After Yezhov was executed in 1940, he vanished from the image. Workers painted over him with water, making it look like Stalin had always stood alone. Sometimes a single photograph was altered multiple times over several years as more people fell from favor. Citizens became so terrified that they defaced their own family albums, cutting out faces of anyone arrested just to avoid being caught with banned material. America's hidden camps. Dorothea Lange faced American censorship during World War II. In 1942, the government hired her to photograph Japanese-American families being forced into internment camps. Lange documented everything: families losing their businesses, children behind barbed wire, the horrible conditions in converted horse stalls that became living quarters. The U.S. Army immediately seized her photographs and locked them away. They remained hidden for more than 60 years. The government released some images after the war ended, but 97% of her photographs stayed buried in archives until 2006. By then, the camps had been closed for over 60 years, and the people who could have stopped them were long gone. These photographs survived because someone refused to destroy them. Hardy's pictures eventually surfaced decades later. Your ex-image is now in museums. Lange's complete collection finally reached the public in a book, and copies of Stalin's original unaltered photographs were smuggled out and preserved by collectors who knew the truth mattered. Each image proves that what we don't see shapes history as much as what we do. When photographs disappear, uncomfortable questions disappear with them. But when even one copy survives, the truth gets another chance to be seen.